Hello, welcome to the Final Wraps YouTube channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to wrap a double fridge, a bit like this one. We're in David and Candice's house at the moment, who've given us permission to come in and film this. So, as always, I'll just run through what you're going to need. Initially you're going to need some sort of spreader to put the print on with. You will need a sharp knife or something to cut the print with afterwards. It will require trimming. And then a bit of masking tape just to hold things in place. The first step, as always with these things, is to clean the fridge itself. It has to be spotlessly clean. I personally use methylated spirits, but you can use any sort of household cleaner. But initially, this is step one, clean the fridge. Right, okay, now your fridge should be nice and clean now, ready to apply the print. So, what we do is take the print. The first thing we're going to do is just sort of positioning it into place, making sure that we cover the edges and the top and the bottom. The prints will always be slightly oversized, but this is kind of where you're going to start with the process. So you need to just sort of cover the areas that you're going to apply the print to, and just make sure that it's going to go around the sides, it's right at the top. And so you are going to need to trim it down when the print's actually applied. But for right now, just a little bit of masking tape, just to hold it in place, like so. Check the sides, check the length, that's okay, check the top, that's okay as well. Next thing we need to do is separate the print. We're going to hinge it. So what we're going to do is take an area about a third of the way up, like that, and just hold the print into place. Okay, the next step is we need to basically just release the backing paper off the vinyl. So we'll just take these little holding tape off the top of the print down there and fold the print back. Don't worry about it going too far, because see, with that holding it in place, the print shouldn't move at this point. Then what we need to do is remove the backing paper. Quite simply, if you just hold the print onto the fridge and take the backing paper off, like so, and then we just need to remove it. So take your knife, your blade, whatever you're using to cut with, and just as straight a line as you can, with a nice sharp blade. Just remove that first section of backing paper. The next thing we need to do is to start to apply the print to the top section. So all we do is take the print up, pull it quite tight, take it into the area we need it to get to. Take your spreader and slowly work out from the centre and apply the print as so. Don't worry if you get the odd crease in there. I'll show you how to get those out at the end of the tape. Right, okay, once you've got the top section down, let's not worry about the sides for the moment in the top, because that will all trim off at the end of the process. Take this holding tape off. The print is now in position. Now, as a little tip, what I'd suggest you do is, to aid the spreading purpose when you go in across it, is if you take a wet rag and perhaps just wet the surface of the print just a little bit, what it'll do is it'll actually make the applying with the spreader a little bit easier, because it'll glide across the face of the print. Now what we need to do is take the rest of the backing paper off. So all we do is fold the print up into the area where we cut it, and gently just remove the backing paper. Now in this process I find it easier to keep hold of the backing paper, so you can sort of dictate how much you're actually going to put down at any one given time. So then it's just a case of starting the process again. So what we do is we start spreading, and again we go from the middle and go out, from the middle and out, and the middle and out. And all the time what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit more of the backing paper down as we go through the process. Now at some point, very soon, we're going to come to the crease in the doors. And what we're going to do is, we're going to allow the print to fold over the doors. Now when you get to the part where the crease in the door is, what we want to do is just let the print fall over this area. You can feel where the door is coming in about there. We want to get just below that area and start again really. So found the crease of the door. Quite simply, just continue the application. Right, okay, now when you get down to this last section, I find it easier to just remove the backing paper and just take it down and finish the process off. Now that's kind of the process finished, but what you want to do is now just run along, making sure you've got any little creases out, and take the vinyl into the crease, which is where the handles are on the actual print. Okay, once you've got the vinyl on and you're happy with that, you can then just start to stick the sides down basically. Do it with your hand is as good as anything really. Just feel it to go round the corner. You want to make sure that it's stuck quite well right the way along the edges, so always use some sort of spreader just to give it that final little bit of application there. And again, work your way down. Just make sure you get it all well stuck down. Now I'm going to take the sharp knife and start trimming round. So what you need to do is always start yourself a line off, so I find it easier to just go nick and then up, and then hold the vinyl you're going to cut off and let your blade, if you're using a Stanley knife, just run down the edge of the door. You can use your other finger to guide yourself in there so you don't cut into the seals of the fridge. And again, just do it all the way, right the way down to the bottom. So I've just reached the door section, so I think we'll do this top bit first. Again on this side, I'm going to take this one from the door going up. It does help, make sure you've got a sharp knife there. Now the important part, trimming on the actual door. Just find with your fingers the crease as to where the bottom of the door is. And literally just take your knife and stick it in there. Your knife should just fold to the top of the door. Pull it across, nice and gently. And again, round the corner. Stick it down there. Now we're just going to finish off trimming around the doors. Again, just get your knife, just take it all the way down to the bottom. And off like that, and again just find your start line, it's there, and let your knife do the work really, just let it fold into the crease, and another knife across, right the way along, and then just this little bit on the sides, make sure it's all stuck down. Trim this little bit off the side there. Now we've got it, just run your eye over and make sure there's no hidden little bubbles. If you do find a bubble, all you need to do is take something sharp and just, there's a little bubble, just prick the end of the bubble and use your finger, just squeeze it out. There you have it, it's your trimmed off fridge wrap. As you can see, not too difficult to do, bit of time, bit of patience, I'm sure you'll be able to manage it. We're going to be posting some more handy tips and advice on this channel a bit later on, so keep checking back. See you now, bye bye.